I'm here with Chris Heller from MedTrainer, a provider of e-learning solutions for healthcare, including LMS, compliance, credentialing, and a lot more. And I like to talk to Chris today because I know that e-learning owes a lot to healthcare in a way. Healthcare is kind of an early adopter of new trends, new innovation. There's a lot of research focuses on the healthcare space. So I'm excited to speak to Chris, who can probably explain better a little bit what's going on in the space. So hi, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me.
So Chris, before we get started, I want you to give us like a little glimpse of what's happening in the e-learning for healthcare space.
Sure. So MedTrainer was founded about a decade ago, and since that time, we've experienced tremendous growth. Today we have about 15,000 facilities representing 300,000 healthcare providers. It's the tremendous growth can be attributed to a lot of different things. The Great Resignation is certainly a driver of that. Some industry estimates have the total number of people in healthcare changing jobs at 50%. And so the challenge is, when those folks move to another healthcare facility, they have 10 days to be certified for OSHA and HIPAA trainings. And so the e-learning platform comes in very, very handy to help them along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very important movement, and it's kind of a low-hanging fruit for you guys or for whoever is providing e-learning in this solution. I'm wondering if we have this short term, which is really important across all industries. But you mentioned that you have had a steady pace of growth over the past decade. So I'm wondering what's, in your view, the features that have made this growth possible before the Great Resignation.
Well, so it's kind of a couple different things. We're up to almost 600 classes now, and it's healthcare specific. And so, some of the deals that we're doing, a la the partnership with Absorb, for instance, they have a footprint in the institutional space where we've kind of been in the smaller markets. So it just makes a lot of sense to provide exposure to, what we consider the best course content in healthcare to those folks as well.
And one reason why we're speaking today is this announcement of MedTrainer as the exclusive provider of healthcare content for Absorb LMS. So maybe if you can give us just a background, a bit from an outsider view of what Absorb is like, and what the announcement implies for healthcare providers.
Sure. So Absorb is a well-established company in the LMS space, and heretofore they haven't had a healthcare content provider. So our partnership allows their extensive customer base to now access healthcare content through the LMS, the Absorb LMS platform. And right there's a whole lot of low-hanging fruit for those folks that need this content for the reasons that we just talked about.
Yeah. I wonder, since you used to have an LMS solution, now with Absorb, is there going to be some kind of technology transfer, or are you going to migrate everything to an Absorb platform? Or
So we're making our courses available through the Absorb platform. So it'll be a single sign-on type thing for the end users. They'll be able to access all of the content from a single solution.
Okay, I see. Why? I don't know if you can give us a little bit of the background of how do you become the exclusive healthcare content provider for Absorb, because I think it's a fairly big market that now you guys own.
It's a huge market. And we had discussions early on with Absorb because, quite frankly, where we can compete in the marketplace, we're not necessarily competing directly with Absorb. And so it just made a lot of sense. They needed healthcare content. We needed additional distribution within the marketplace. And so it's just a well-made match.
Okay. And if you're not an apps or LMS user client, can you access MedTrainer content?
For sure. We sell direct to the market. Again, from a growth perspective, we started the year with 6 salespeople. I think we have about 40 now. So, from a growth perspective, the trajectory is very, very high.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so just to wrap things up, I'm wondering what you see on the horizon, like what's coming up for MedTrainer and maybe for the e-learning healthcare space as a whole. What's your view, your bird's eye view?
Bird's eye view.
Future.
I think certainly, adding certifications and additional coursework is primary in our focus. Expansion, into, outside the States is important. And certainly sustaining the growth that we have and the path that we have that's been successful thus far is important. From a company perspective, growing leaps and bounds, it's been challenging, but it's been a whole bunch of fun too.
Yeah, I can imagine. Is the e-learning industry in the US for healthcare somehow related to the international sectors, or is healthcare more or less contained within the US?
There's similarities. The core components of the healthcare, will cross boundaries, but the entities and the certifications will be different. And it's just a matter of being able to accommodate the nuances that exist within a new territory.
Yeah, and I guess imagine the latest public health issues that we had in the global scale would probably lead towards higher collaboration.
For certain.
Yeah. Well, excellent, Chris. Thank you for your time, and see you next time.
Very well. Thanks so much.